What's up guys, it's AB Fish Tanks here to talk to you about my Sump Refugium for my 40-gallon reef tank. And so I guess we'll just talk about in this video what's in it, how I got it, how I made it, and so yeah, so I guess we'll start with all the stuff that's in it. As you see right there is my protein skimmer. It's an extremely small protein skimmer. It's the Aqua Euro Nano 2 skimmer. And it does work very nice. It took a few days to get dialed in, but once I did get it dialed in, I got a nice dark yellow or green kind of deal skimming out of it. And let's just take a look at the bubbles. You can tune it into exactly where you want the bubbles to be. And I just cleaned it out, that's why there's nothing in there. But yeah, that's the skimmer. I like it a lot. It's for $50 on Amazon right now, I believe. So yeah, I really like that skimmer, and I'll do a review on that later, possibly. So, moving on to the next section. There is my refugium, and in my refugium I have a heater and some chaetomorpha-algae, and I think there's some chlorpa algae in there too. There's just macroalgae that essentially they outcompete the algae in the main display for nutrients. And like I said before, my heater, that's just an Aquarion heater rated for a 40-gallon tank. And I have a few pieces of rubble rock in there. I think there's an emerald crab in there somewhere. Yeah, there he is. I feed him sometimes. And so then this is my light. It's obviously a small refugium. It's like 3 gallons out of this 10-gallon aquarium. I made myself into a sump. There's my ringlet lighted as 48 LEDs on it. I have it just on the white setting, but it goes to off to just the blue lights, to white and blue. It's just white, and that's what I usually have it on because it grows the chaeto the best, I think. And then goes through the bubble trap right here. But in my bubble trap, before it goes through, I have 2 pieces of foam, as you can see there. I have a bag of Chemipure and a little bit of phosphate media, Phospho-FX, which is right there. If you'd like to know about that, just write it down in the comments. But then it just goes through this bubble trap into the final section, which soon there will be rubble rock, or like refugium rubble rock in. And don't mind that thermometer, it doesn't actually work, it's just there because I got it for free with a thing and I never bothered to take it out. But then this is my return pump. It's a Rio Plus 1400, and it does an extremely good job. It's a very, very powerful pump, even with the 3 feet of head that it goes up this tube. But yeah, so now I'm going to explain how, or what it, how I made it. Like I said before, I did this completely by myself. I've been watching videos on YouTube. It's a 10-gallon tank, just a regular 10-gallon tank. I think I bought it for $15 at my LFS, or my local fish store. And then I bought some plexiglass, or acrylic at Home Depot, and an acrylic cutter, and measured out what I needed to cut, looked into some designs, designed it how I'd like, bought all the equipment, and bought some aquarium safe silicone. Now you have to make sure that it's aquarium safe because regular silicone may not be good for fish. But then I bought some PVC pipe, as you see here, that goes from the overflow down into the sump, and then from the return pump back in. And some PVC cement, and I just plumbed it all together. It wasn't overly hard to do, it just took some thought in the beginning and some money to get all the equipment. But overall, I don't even think it cost me $35 to build this sump with the aquarium and the acrylic. Now the protein skimmer and everything that's in the sump cost me a bit more, but even with the PVC pipe, I think this was under $35 to $40, which is an incredible deal if you look at how much Sump's refugiums cost. But yeah, so I just cut the acrylic and then siliconed it in. It's not an overly hard thing to do. If you wanted a tutorial on it, maybe I'll make another one for someone else. It's very possible. So I could do a tutorial out of that if you are interested. But if not, there's plenty of other tutorials on YouTube. The ones that I looked at were good. And the overflow box that I'm using, sorry my lights are off in the tank right now, but the overflow box is an Aesop's PF Nano, which some say could be a little bit too little for this tank. So, and I would agree. So I added, this is just a piece of siphon tube, you can see. up here. I just set it behind there, and it's just another siphon down in there, and it just comes in to add a little bit more. Sorry, my video camera just stopped recording for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but yeah. So the siphon tube just comes into the sump to add a little bit more because it couldn't. The overflow box couldn't keep up with the really powerful pump. And these, as you can see there, are two lines that I keep my water between. My water is extremely low right now. Sorry, it's early in the morning. I didn't bother to fill it up yet, but I'll do that right after this video. And so, yeah, that's my Sump Refugium. It was quite easy to make. It just took some thought and effort, and then look where it is now. What I had before my Refugium was just two hang on the back filters. They're Whisper 40s. That's what I have. I have one of them on now still. It's right up here. You can see the two coming down, but it's up there. I just haven't taken it off yet. I need some extra carbon, and I guess it kind of helps with flow in the tank too, even though I have a power head and a return pump. But yeah, I think that's about it. This is AB Fish Tank signing off.